When most people think of Hong Kong, they think of shopping. Shopping for exotic things such as carved ivory and detailed artwork that can be found nowhere else in the world. Beautiful teak carvings and rosewood carvings, gorgeous furniture of all kinds and descriptions. Another thing that people think about is music. Chinese music has a sound of its own, very unique, very distinct. Famous Chinese gongs and other things really set it apart. In fact, I even met the man who is playing the flute that's in the background of this very video. Here he is seen playing. Chinese food is another thing. This is shark's fins for shark's fin soup. Very nice stuff. But what I think of is my home on the third floor of this old building. This is where I was raised. And this is a friend of mine, Dr. Lai, who was a refugee from China at the time when I was a boy, now a professing doctor. Here is another classroom friend of mine on my left, Sidney Chow, Director of Interpol and Commander of the Chief Department, Police Department. Curtis and Maylin Jones, missionaries, whom we turned over our work to when we left in 1980, and gave them this building in the back of this old temple. My room was the top floor, there were the air conditioning rooms. My dad planted this mango tree back in 1980, and it was really nice when I was visiting to be able to harvest some of the fruit of his labor. What a great breakfast. The Funling Public School is where my son of 3 1/2 went to school, just behind us. What's most important to me was finding old streets that I remembered as a child and shopping. Going to Ned Kelly's Last Stand, an Australian bar famous for its jazz music. Wonderful fish and chips and great atmosphere. Still there today. Passing by, going to school, I'd see these altars to idols and smell the incense that I used to smell. Rooftops and tile and architecture of ancient China are hard to find anymore in today's skyscrapers, but if you look hard, they are still there. But the skyscrapers loom now in the distance. And this building in the middle here, with a clear glass top, is where I'm standing now, overlooking the Hong Kong Harbor. This is Hong Kong Harbor in what they call downtown Victoria, and it was built by this architect on my immediate left. This is architect Angus Chan, who works for Mr. Kwok. At the base of this large bridge spanning from the mainland over to Lantau Island is Noah's Ark, one of Mr. Kwok's pet projects. Notice the palm trees and the size of this boat. It's huge. This ark is built to scale and is about 300 yards long. This is some shopping on the street for some seaweed and fresh vegetables. Another fun thing to do. Or shopping in a mall at a shoe store. They still carry the Chinese tradition of Kung Fu Cha. That's very, very much part of the Chinese culture is their tea. Here you can see this girl with it. I was teaching a Hebrew song to some Chinese class, and of course they loved to come out here because they weren't sure if it was real. I posed as Santa for them before I left, and when I flew out of Hong Kong, I looked out the window and saw the ark at the base of the bridge, with the promise of coming back next year when it's complete with the job. I'm looking forward to it. That's my dream.